Let's go. I am so excited for tonight to showcase something to the world. I'm going to showcase what DC20 Adventures will look like and how we as a community, as a brand, that sounds weird to say brand, how DC20 is going to be changing the game in TTRPGs. I think this might be an innovation to all of tabletop roleplay games, a huge boon to game masters. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to show it to you guys. Oh my gosh, wait, what? We're starting off the live stream with the hype, and Liam comes in with even more hype of a $100 super chat. This is an unsponsored plug. Support DC Crit Mantic, and the resource he created is the best unofficial DC20 resource I've ever used. I really feel like it would be DC20's D&D Beyond. Coach and the team and everyone in this community should give Mantic and DC Crit our support. Yeah, I have talked with DC Crit for sure. And unsponsored plug of DC Crit. There you go, Liam, a true bro to DC Crit right there. Yeah, DC Crit is a third-party person that came out of the woodworks and been killing it. Absolutely been killing it, right? So there's a lot of talks that I've had. DC Crit, we're doing something. I know of two other people that are also doing some sort of like D&D Beyond, DC20 Beyond type situation. And DC Crit right now has really been impressively doing his thing right there. So heck yeah. And that's awesome just to see Liam, a member of the community, supporting DC Crit, another technically member of the community, content creator of the community. Freaking love that. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And T-Dog, keep up the good work, team. Thanks, T-Dog. Yeah, gosh, we are starting strong right now. That's quite. I didn't even start anything. I was excited just to tell you guys stuff. Happy Canada Day. It's Canada Day. Sorry, mate. No, that's Australian. Happy Canada Day to you too, Kyle. And there's the beaver. I see it. Jekyll Geek, what ancestries would likely minorities in a dwarven mountain city? What ancestries would be likely minorities in a dwarven mountain city? Also, any other than beastborn that can breathe underwater? Right now, I have a waterborn, which is like the Genasi type people right now. That's another one that could breathe underwater. Besides beastborn, yeah, those would be the ones that breathe underwater. There's also something I have floating around in my head of a mermaid type people, trident like water people, but then that's so close to water people, but it's like a waterfish person. So, we'll see how that goes. But as far as lore goes, in a dwarven city, the melding pot of the world of DC20, I wouldn't necessarily feel confident to say a stereotype of the dwarven mountain city. You know what I'm saying? I can see us all, maybe birdborn would be the minority in a dwarven mountain city. Maybe birdborn, but then birds are in mountains too, but not really. Yeah, so I'd say birdborn would be my answer to that off the top question. And then Brandon with 50 gifted memberships. Let's go, Brandon. Thank you, dude. All right. So here's what we're going to freaking do, guys. I am going to give y'all a presentation. This presentation will be turned into a video, and I have everything all prepared for it. I'm going to give y'all a presentation. During the presentation, Anthony Diaz, the Terraborn are technically mountain people. Oh, Minotaur. Yeah, there's going to be a large and smaller PC characters in the future, and Minotaur is absolutely on the table for that. But you can already make a Minotaur right now with a Beastborn, so you're done, right? And then Jeff Chambers, 10 gifted memberships. Guys, y'all are just firing things off. We just got started. Let's go. Oh, no, I'm late. Punisher, you're not late. Watch. I'm going to hydrate check and then give a presentation about adventures. So the context for this is I truly hope that what I'm about to show, I want to see, first of all, if y'all like it, y'all love it, y'all hate it. So while I'm doing this presentation, I want to see tens. I want to see tens if you like it. Sorry, I want to see sevens if you like it. Oh, that's a cool idea. I'm interested in that. I want to see 10s if it blows your mind and you're like, oh my gosh, I want that. I want that. I want every single adventure that I've ever ran to be converted into this type of format. Because this is not a DC20 only thing. Literally anyone could do this. Daggerheart could do this. D&D 6th edition could do this. Whatever. Anyone can write adventures like this. I'm not, I hope that this is like a cool innovation for the genre, right? So here we go. Rashad, that's a very specific number, right? And there will be polls after, and I want to get feedback for y'all after. So I'm gonna do this presentation, and then I want to hear feedback and poll. I'm gonna do some polls. It's a whole thing, right? Because if y'all didn't know, what should I should show this. Oh, there we go. Let me pull this up. This is the DC20, the newest edition of DC20 magazine, Trouble on the Tradeway. This is why I'm able to release this now. This thing right here is the first time that we actually like teed it up and tried to knock it out of the park with a presentation. We still have a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of kinks to issue out. We are going to be updating it in all that sorts of ways. And then we're going to go back and update the hunted and update anything we do in this new way. But we're trying to polish it off first. And this is our first thing at it, right? And Dustbreaker said he downloaded it already, but hasn't had a chance to look at it. Well, we're going to break it down, okay? We're not going to break down the whole thing. I don't want to give any spoilers for it because there's some cool little twists and turns in this little adventure. But this is the DC20 magazine for this month. And it's the first of this month, so perfect timing, right? So coming back to it. Here we go. I am going to do this in presentation style, right? So a 10 is, and because I have you guys right here, it'll probably be distracting, but I really do want the feedback live of like what you guys think of this stuff. So a 10 is like, oh man, yeah, that I gotta have it. That's amazing. 7 is like, oh, cool. I'd be interested in trying that out. I think that might work, right? A 5 is like, I'm skeptical, right? And then a 1 is I hate that. Or I guess you could say like 3 is I don't really like that, and 1 is like I hate that. But just to try and give the little spectrum there, right? So here we go. And then wait, Brandon, it's my 2nd anniversary tonight. What do you mean your 2nd anniversary? Is it your? Do you have an anniversary tonight, or is it your anniversary with DC20? What's the anniversary? Afari Noxa, late fee. It's my birthday today. Any chance I can get a spell sneak peek? Ooh, Afari Noxa. How about this? Ooh, I got another sneak peek for you guys. Guys, this is the stream, y'all. I'm saying. This is the stream. All right, so here we go. I'm going to I'm going to see if I can do a spell thing for Afari. That'd be cool. And then I also have something else to show you guys. This is going to be freaking awesome, guys. This is awesome, right? There we go. 1 total garbage. 3, I don't like it. 5, I'm on the fence. Yeah. 7, I like that. 10, oh my God. Right, there you go. Maybe I should do a 1 to 5 scale. But anyway, all right, so here we go. Let's go. The presentation begins. And then after I'm done with the presentation, which is going to get turned into a YouTube video because I do want to get this out there because I think this is huge. And I think this would be a very good thing, especially if you guys like this for the industry. All right, here we go. Oh, we're hydrated. All right. Here we go. Cool. All right. Oh, I'm already recording. Okay, cool. We're good. All right. I guess what's the main concept? Adventures in TTRPGs. All right. Cool. Here we go. Adventures in TTRPGs have been laid out the same old way for a very long time. I have looked through and wanted to run adventures, and I've tried it myself. Curse of Strahd. I'm going to even show Curse of Strahd here in a second. And I've ran it out of the book. A great story, great adventure, but you cannot run it out of the book. I don't know of an adventure. Leave a comment down below if there is one that I could see, but I don't think. No. I don't want to. No. Time out. I don't want to. This is the hard part, and this is a little bit of a behind the scenes here. I don't like making negative slanted videos, and it has hurt me overall in the past because there's so many YouTubers that do take negatively slanted videos, and I try to just not. And if I ever have made a video where I'm saying something's not good, I explain why, and then I give a alternative reason. Right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to try and like bash, especially Curse of Strahd. I don't want to try and bash things. So I felt myself getting a little bashy, so I had to stop, pull up the brakes. Right? So here we go. Here we go. There we go. We'll see how this works, but maybe there'll be a weird cut in the video. So anyway, so criticism isn't negative. Yeah, constructive criticism. Right? There we go. There we go. That's a good way to put that. So do I, let's see, do I go from the top? That'd be weird to go from the top during a live stream. But yeah, we're going to go from the top because I don't even know what the last thing I said was. So we're going to go from the top for the first time. All right, here we go. From the top, take 2. All right. Adventures in tabletop roleplay games have been the same for a while, and running them out of the book is not the easiest to do, especially as a first-time game master. It is not set up and shown to you in a very easy way. I ran Curse of Strahd, great adventure, great story, but man, oh man, you cannot run that out of the book. If anyone has, leave a comment, and if there is an adventure out there for any game system, I would love to see like, oh, this one's laid out great. But what I have here to show you guys right now is a new, I'm going to have a name for it, but there's a new way to lay out adventures for game masters to be able to actually prep easier and play easier, to where you could literally run this out of the book almost with no prep. And that would be a challenge that I'm going to be doing myself, is to have an adventure and run it with no prep. And, or have somebody on my team do it, or have somebody in the community do it. Is here, take this, run it right away, because that's what I want to be able to do. I want to try and hopefully innovate something in this space of TTRPGs for other people to take, use, and steal. And if I can spark some sort of what would that be? Inspiration there. If I can spark some sort of inspiration there, then I would absolutely love that. I'm not trying to trademark this. I want to show this to people and see if you like it. And I want to know in the comments also, do you like this? Is this, would this be helpful? So here's the issue. Here, the first thing I'm going to show right here is, this is Curse of Strahd. This is an excerpt from Curse of Strahd. And this would be like an example of like, oh, letter J. Okay, that's fine. You absolutely need to have lettering whenever you have bigger things and there's lots of parts and stuff like that, right? So the following text assumes, now if I'm running this live, first of all, if I'm prepping this, these are the 2 modes, because the system that I'm going to be proposing has 2 modes in one, which is I've never seen done before. If I'm wrong, let me know. But if I'm running this, if I'm prepping this, I have to read this whole thing, and I guess I have to. So there's even some times where in this flavor text, there's things that the game master would need to know. So I'm having to read a bunch of white text all over the place, and then if I'm running this live, the following text assumes characters arrive in the carriage. Oh, okay, so area 1, and then there's some sort of thing I need to know that I may or may not need to read this little 2-sentence thing, which does slow things down. And then we have flavor text, and you read it, and in my opinion, that flavor text is a bit long. If you, in general, now all adventures are different, but in general, I would say from running Curse of Strahd, the flavor text was at least twice as long as it should be. So I think we can get a bit more to the point, and now you don't want to just sit there and let your players listen to you, describe things. You could be a little bit more efficient about it, right? So there's one thing, but then we get to a big problem. If I'm running this, the drawbridge appears sturdy, but a few bits of boards are missing, and it creaks and groans under any weight. Why are we saying that? Seems like flavor text. So I don't know why that's necessarily, why am I needing to read this right now? Each time a creature other than Strahd or a horse draws a carriage, oh, this seems like it's coming into a mechanic that I need to know. There's a 5% chance, interesting game mechanic, that one of the boards breaks under the creature. If a board breaks, okay, so we needed to have that separated. I need to have that separated as a mechanic where if step on board, 5% chance board breaks. If board breaks, DC 10 dexterity saving throw to fall. If a companion's within 5 feet, if you need to have this, if there's some sort of mechanics, it needs to be more laid out like that. But that's buried in this like paragraph that I don't necessarily know. And then, oh, there's also green slime apparently somewhere here that I then, okay, the patch of green slime, see dungeon hazards, cling to the poor. Oh man. So I hope you can see maybe a little bit there while running that out of the book. It's just not color coded. It's not laid out. There's not the formatting that's needed to be able to do this. So here's my proposal. So what we've done in the myself and the DC20 team has done is we have done this. We have made an adventure in this format. I'm going to show you the adventure, and I'm also going to show you another way that you can see it to see the big picture ideas. And I really want to see what y'all's feedback is on this. But this is the DC20 magazine, volume 13. It is an adventure. It's a little one-shot you can do. There's a little branching path, and you can choose 2 different ways. There's some twists and turns. I'm not going to spoil it here, but this is one of the things we do that I'm very excited to show you guys. So, in this adventure, it talks about NPCs. So another thing that I think adventures should do is front load a lot of stuff. I have ran adventures before, and I needed to know things, and I found it out while running it. There was a huge curveball I got in Curse of Strahd, and I got that 15, 20 sessions in. I read something, I was like, oh, that should be one of the things you tell the game master before even running this adventure. So front loading a lot of information here with a lot of different NPCs and all the different types of stuff you'd need to know. Cool, front loaded. That's good. Give the game master what they need to know so that their head's in the right space. They understand the big picture of what this whole thing's about, right? Now, in this case, we're talking about a one shot, but that's going to be even more important when it's talking adventure, right? So there's that. Front load, good, important things. Cool. Now, then this is a little section for creatures, and it's the minis you would need to have, whether it be digital mini tokens, physical mini tokens. It's the creatures that you need to have minis for. That's important, and I want to know that. Instead of, I can't tell you how many times I was preparing for Curse Strahd. I was like, oh shoot, I don't have, and I'd have to get up and get minis and all that type of stuff. So there's nothing. Again, all of these things I'm saying are very, very small things, but now we get into something crazy. And this right here is the innovation I'm talking about. Let me know what you think. So every single adventure scene, everything's adventure is going to be laid out like this. It's going to have the scene and the name, and then it's going to have key moments. These key moments are a summary of the entire scene all at once. So if you forgot what that scene was, if you're like, which scene was the one that or wait a second, and you've prepped it out, but you forgot about, and you can go back to the scene. So there's the scene, and it has the name, which might just evocatively get you already. But there's the key moments that are what's about to happen in this scene. All the bullet points, summary of all the things. And this is Game Master need to know. All right, cool. And then you have green text. The green colored text is read aloud text as the Game Master describing the world. That's green. Anytime you see green, that's what it is. But then there's blue text. What's blue text? Character speaking. NPC dialogue. It's a silly talking voice. I'm talking as a character. And it is dialogue, like spoken dialogue as NPCs. You'll see what the application of this means here in a second, right? And then there's regular text, like this regular text, which is pretty much what all of the Curse of Strahd text. It looked like all regular text, and then I guess you had flavor text, right? But anyway, this regular text is just normal text, but it's efficient. It has no fluff, no flavor text in there, no NPC dialogue. No, it's just stripped down and efficient, super efficient. You'll see what I'm saying here in a second, right? And then, now this is blue. Time out. This is blue. Based on what I already told you, what do you think the blue has to do with? Probably some sort of NPC dialogue. But here's the thing. If there's, and I'll show you examples of this, if there's a blue and green back and forth, you know there's times where you've described a scene and there'll be green text and you're describing the flavor text, and then some NPC says something, and then you see the sun sets down across the thing. Well, good night, everybody. And then that's the scene. So it would be green, blue, green, blue, and you would be able to see this delineation in the scene. Cool. That's just what you read to the players. Now, if we have something like this, a character talking points box, or I'm going to call it probably character dialogue. Some of these things can be even more efficiently named. But this blue box is a box where an NPC has some things to say to the NPC, to the players, but it can be a back and forth. It's not like a shh, don't say anything, let me speak. It's not a scene where it's some sort of monologue. It's an actual talking point thing where a character has a few things to say, and it lists off those key points that you need to talk about and has the information right there. And goes one step further. Not only is there a bullet point that like sets the tone and gives the summary of the information, right below that is an actual quote, if you don't want to improv that you could literally read off as the character. Oh, there's in the woods, there's, and you could like read off instead of having to improv it, right? So that's blue. And then the final color coded piece is this like orange or brown text box, which is extra background, fluffy, flavorful, depthening, world building type information, right? So time out, take a big step back, If you take all of this and you see what all of these parts mean, here's what the crazy cool part of this is. And if you love this, I hope you do. I think this will help game masters. Here's the next level thing. I want you to go split your brain and think of two worlds. You're prepping as a game master and you're running the adventure off as a game master. If you're in prep mode as a game master, the only thing you need to read are key moments, plain text, orange text. That's it. Purposefully, and me and my team, when I designed this is a huge design pillar. Nothing is needed to be read in green or blue if you are preparing for the game. It has nothing. All of the context will be in the key points. It'll be in the orange text. You will be so when you prep, my gosh, you don't have to read everything. It cuts prep time in less than half because all you do is read the key points. And if you want to half-ass your prep, just read the key points. That's all you need to do. And the regular text, because the regular text but there's not going to be a lot of regular text. And if there is, it's efficient. You'll see. And then if you want to go above and beyond, read the orange text, right? And then the orange text is just extra stuff. It's like, oh yes, this cult that you found is called the this, and they have the this, and they're planning this, and gives you extra information that you might not even need to know, but might want to know, especially if you want to turn this into a bigger thing, right? And that's one part of your brain, right? So that's one example. Now here's the cool part. Let's say you're running it. When you're running it, all you need to do is green and blue. Hey, that rhymed. All you need to do is look at the green and blue, and that's it. You don't need the key moments, which might be a nice reminder, maybe if you wanted to have the key moments like, oh, let's see. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the regular plain text will guide you. It will be able to guide you as far as like what's happening next and say things like, oh yeah, this let the players introduce themselves, blah 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 blah. The players plan. The examples of white text will be like the players plan to. I'll show you examples, but it'll be super short little things that just kind of guide you along, right? And then you definitely don't need to read the orange because you're in the middle of it. That's background information, unless it's like, what was that cult's name? Oh yeah, it's right there, and you know where to look for that type of stuff because it's in the orange, right? So now you're prepping, you know what to look at. You're running the game, you know what to look at, and it just runs itself. So here's an example. This is scene 3. Minor spoilers, I guess, for this adventure. It's a little bit of a thing. There's spiders. Okay, cool. Right now, scene 3 is in the cave. Here's the key moments. The party explores the cave with these 2 NPCs and has an exploration challenge, and they get ambushed by giant spiders. And this little heading right here tells you when to read it. And so the party's in the cave. Backtracking down a little road, you find the path the guard leads, the old mountain path, blah, 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 right? There's the flavor text, right? And I will also say, as we continue to polish things and get things done, I would say both of these flavor texts could probably be shorter, just in general, right? But we're trying to focus on the big picture of this. You get the idea. So you have the green flavor text, and then signs of other travelers in the area, few and far between. And then there's an NPC with some talking points. And, I forgot to say this part. In brackets is like the vocal qualities of the character. So in the brackets will be like strong and charming, like, this is now the voice that I have for Elliot. It's going to be strong and charming. Sounds good. Now, I'm now Elliot, and I haven't prepped at all. Oh gosh, I haven't prepped at all. So I look down in an authoritative tone, which is what's in parentheses there. This place looks too barren. Elliot's concerned. He's concerned how barren things look. And if you don't really understand what that means, or you don't know how to improv that, or you aren't as prepared, or you forgot something, you can just be like, I don't like how barren all of this looks. Let's go check it out and make sure there's a safe before we bring in this caravan through, right? And it has the text for you right there. And then you let them talk back and forth. You let them say some things. The next talking point is Elliot tells everyone in the party and Faith to stay behind. Faith, we could use your light, and there we go. And you can read it all off, right? And that's a good example. And I would also say this white text, this would need to be trimmed down. That's not efficient enough. We're going to trim this down. So I have an even better example here for you guys. And my even better example is how I've made this literally in Notion. So if you saw my most recent live play video, this is the adventure I ran. In that live play video, this is scene 2. This is the one that with the D&D shorts, D4 deep dive, Treant Monk, and oh my gosh. What? D4? I said everybody. Rex. There we go. And Mr. Rex, all in the same scene. Here's how this whole thing worked out. When they had the tryouts with the Baroness, here's that. And I have the key moments. This is what happens in this scene. This is their tryouts. Party gets to go to the Wizard Tower. This is everything I need to know from what's happening in this scene. Done. And then the tryouts begin. I read the flavor text. And here's the NPC, Melog. He has a voice that sounds like a jester. Hello all, my name is Melog and this is Bebo. Melog gestures over to the golem. Bebo, hello there, happy to see you. And then you keep going, right? And you see the names, you see the vocal qualities, you see the name, you see the vocal qualities. It helps the game master be able to know it. I'm talking as a character, or don't talk as the character. You could say, Melog says, hello all, my name is Melog and this is Bebo. And then Bebo in like this really high pitched, like almost robot sounding voice says, hello there, nice to meet you. You know, you don't have to do character voices. This just can maybe help you also voice it out if you don't want to actually use character voices, right? So then there's an example of plain text. Melog makes fun of the party name. So it's like, oh yeah, if in the scene previously, the party gets to name themselves. So then Melog pokes some fun of the party. And if you want to do that, you can. If you don't have to, you can. It doesn't matter. And you go into, you're taken through a massive museum and you walk through. This is literally what I ran in the adventure, right? And then there's the blue text. There's no need for like a back and forth right now because it's just kind of like the scene that they're being walked through. But then the PC now, I'll go let her know. And he like walks away and then I read, he walks away as you continue walking behind him, giving you a minute to talk and come up with a plan. So even as the flavor text, I'm already protecting the game master, especially new game masters, by kind of giving game master instruction in the flavor text as well, so that it kind of, oh, okay, that's what they're doing. And then now the plain white text says, PC's plan on how, the PC's plan on how they will impress her. Cool. And there's some orange text, which you could read because the players are probably going to be talking to each other now. You don't need to read this right now. You can read this for in prep. You can ignore this right now. Seraphina is going to look at the party and evaluate their manners. Based on their first impression, the party is going to either get a penalty or, oh, okay. And if it was bad, they subtract, oh, okay. And then a tip is, try and pick a PC as their favorite and one as their least favorite. So like, this is like me over your shoulder being like, all right, listen. Because I know the players, the spotlight's back on the players now, and they have to talk and plan with each other. I know you have like a minute or two to yourself. There it is. And then, cool, I have this. And then now the PCs are ready to meet Seraphina. You're ready to it? And you read the flavor text. Following into the room, you're brought into a large room. Baroness Seraphina, I introduce to you. And there you go. And the checkboxes. Check which PC bows or which PC doesn't bow. Oh, you're looking for it. And then give out the reward. Okay, cool. And you get the idea. And then there's the dialogue. And then if it's a good, now this is a good example of talking points. Talking points, right? This is all blue text, but it has, oops, oh God, what did I do there? All blue text, but it's bullet points. So the overall thing is good or bad reaction based on their manners. So if you want to improv that, you just do a good or bad a reaction based on how good their manners were and just freestyle it. If you're not comfortable with that, if it's good, if it's bad, there's pre-written quotes for you guys. Wow, some of y'all have it, whatever. And then you have the next bullet point. Let's see what you guys have. And then you can read off the next part of it to keep it moving along. And then the PC steps forward and you begin the help challenge. And then in plain text, it says how to run a help challenge. There it is, right? So that is what I'm trying to do to hopefully help game masters both in prep and in play to make it so easy to do this. This is why I ran Curse of Strahd in the first place, why I purposely tried to run an adventure. I was a homebrew game master for years before that, and I just did myself. I did my own prep. I made my own things, and I knew where everything was, and I prepped things the way that I knew that what I needed. But even my own prep is kind of terrible in comparison to what I just showed. And when I do my own prep, I find myself falling into this color coding system. I find myself falling into doing it, and it just works out so easy. The less stress that I've ever had, the least amount of stress I've ever had was honestly running that one shot for those YouTuber guys. It was, I literally had it on a silver platter. The adventure was just right there. So if you like it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. If there's some worries or concerns, this is something that we're going to be shipping out there. And if it's liked and it's well received, we're going to keep dialing off, keep polishing off, keep making it look real nice, and see where it goes from there. Stay creative. Think outside the box. Peace. Boom. So, there's that. I saw the numbers the whole time. So, likes the DC for additional things they could pick up or alter. a DC list for additional things that could pick. What do you mean pick up or alter? If there's any sort of like, oh yeah, you could change things. That would be in the either before or maybe at the end, right? At the end, we could put in stuff about like, oh, you could change things or adapt things or tweak things, all that kind of stuff, right? Oh, monster stat blocks. We already have amazing monster stat blocks. I think I've shown those before. I don't want to show that in this deal situation, but yeah, monster stat blocks are for sure. Just wish monster stat blocks were in the scene instead of at the end. Really? Would that be helpful? Monster stat blocks in the scene or at the end? Huh. Okay, hold up. All right, we're gonna do our first poll. Where to put monster stat blocks? In the scene, all at the back, right? I want to see this. I'm interested. Insight into character history, pump the group into looked into history. Persuasion, influence NPCs to change their viewpoints. Oh, absolutely, Chad. So, Chad, the part that I showed was a very much more linear type thing. Like, oh yeah, this is a one shot. You're gonna go here, and you're introduced to Baroness, and you're doing this because she asked you to. You know what I'm saying? But we absolutely have in the adventure, we have a branching paths where it says branching paths. If they do this, if they do that. Exploration. If they look through here, they can make this check. They can make this, and that type of things. And it's efficiently worded as well. So I think that is taken into account. So bullet points into the green boxes too. Bullet points and green boxes. I feel like bullet points would be white text. Oh, you're saying bullet points and green boxes would be like describe a sun setting, something like that. That's interesting. I like monster stat blocks in the scene, but they can lead to repeated stat blocks. In the scene, 78% say in the scene. I'm making a note of that. 78% say to put monster stat blocks in the scene. Interesting. That's interesting. Maybe you put monster stat blocks in the scene and at the back. But then that's just really puffs up the pages for no reason, right? You're saying both? Oh, I voted for scene, but I could agree both is good. Okay, hold up. We're doing the same again. Where to put monster stat blocks in the scene, all in back, or a new option, both. Keep in mind with both, the book would be thicker, so I don't think y'all necessarily care about too much. I guess that's the only bad thing. Okay, so that's a lot of extra paper, but it's only bad for me because then the book costs more, right? And I probably would just keep the same prices. I'm not gonna, that wouldn't affect you guys. I wouldn't let that affect you guys. So heck yeah. And then quick reference. Assume full. Wait. Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, both. Wow, 65% say both. Wow. So 65% say to put the monster stat box in the scene and in the back, right? 22 just in the scene, right? And then 11 in back. Interesting. All right, I love that. Let's well in that poll. Wait, how do I end? Okay, there we go. Cool. Now, here's some other things that I really want to get y'all's feedback on now. What's the best way I can show this? I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna drag it over here. I'm gonna move this up here. Zoom in on this. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna show y'all this. Right, me and the team talked about this. There we go. All right, so what do y'all like better? I guess it's kind of, there we go. What do y'all like better? I'm going to get caught up in the super chats here in a second too. Which one do y'all like better, left or right? Here's the difference. What's happening on the left is what I showed, and it's what it is currently. Currently, you have a green and a blue. Green is read aloud, and blue is NPC dialogue, right? The only clarification here is this won't be repeated every single time. So right now it says Elliot, strong, charming. Elliot, strong, charming. It'll just say it once. So when you introduce a character and you say Elliot and his voice is strong, charming, from then on, it'll just say Elliot, right? Anyway. But then the team proposed this thing on the right where instead of a green, blue back and forth, and the separation in your head would be green is flavor text, blue is NPC dialogue. And then you have that other option of like, sometimes you have blue flavor text and sometimes you mix flavor text and NPC dialogue like this little block right here. And sometimes you'll have just a blue block by itself, and that's just like a talking block, right? The talking points thing, right? That's really funny. I see nothing but lefts. And the first I saw right, I was like, oh, somebody said right. And it's Evan, who is Nexus. So there you go, Nexus. But the right, the reason why the team proposed this is it is in there. What they were trying to say is that green is dialogue of like a monologue, like a game master dialogue, to where there's no back and forth. And that's what it's telling the game master. It's telling the game master there is no back and forth. This is just a block. You're reading this. And then it would be inferred where when you have this line or this indentation or whatever, it would be a character and then all this type of things. And then you say stuff, right? So there's that. And there's the version that I liked the best and then sent out there. And this is what it is currently. But they've proposed this and I want to get feedback on it. So I'm going to do a poll right now. So which box is best, right? So I'm going to say left, right. Those are the two options. Left being the way it is right now with the green and blue back and forths. And then this being this way. Also keep in mind, if you choose left, that means the talking dialogue boxes would be all blue. And there you go. And then for the right box, it would still be all blue and the back and forths. So those would be unchanged, but it's more so the headspace of the game master for that. So left or right. I really want to see what this one is. And then cool. Right mix. Okay, cool. You can't use, there's no both for this one. There's no both for this one. You can't do both. That'd just be inconsistent and confusing. Y'all are funny. So yeah, 80% left. Right, there you go. Okay. So now brings me to my next question here. So let's go back to this. Next question. Headings. So let me see where I can do. Oh, no. Tone. All right. Let me go back to the book examples. I think it was right here. I'll use this. Okay. Yeah. I want to know this. This is a big one. This was another thing that the team brought up that I wanted to show here. I'm gonna use the same example for this right here, right? And then so the thing we're talking about is this thing in parentheses, right? I'm gonna do a poll on this. Y'all can say stuff, right? But this is the thing that I am not convinced is necessary, and I'm interested to see if it would be helpful to game masters for this, right? Because when I prep, I don't do this. When I prep for myself, I've never needed this. But again, we're publishing something for all game masters to use. I'm interested to see if this would be useful or not. The question is do we insert a parentheses of the tone of that line that the NPC is saying, right? So in this case, it's talking points, right? But in the other thing we just did a second ago, right? The thing we did a second ago. Oh gosh, can I move this? The thing we did a second ago here, right? It was right here, angry. So it's like a dialogue, and you see, and you can like glance through it, and then your prisoner safely away from Elliot. Elliot says, "Blast! You were all supposed to," you know what I'm saying, right? So that there's that. Do we want the tone there or not, right? The tone is, it would be there every time for consistency purposes, and you'd be able to kind of see it and be like, okay, so I'm going to say it concern. Oh, we could because it does come across differently depending on the tone, right? So Let's see if y'all like tone or not, right? Poll, tone. Yes, we want it there. No, remove it, right? Okay, because my thoughts of where my head went is, in general, I feel like context clues just gives me what that scene is, and if I know what scene I'm running and I know what's happening, then I've never needed tone to be able to say that. When I ran Curse of Strahd, I never had like man, I wish I knew the tone of what this NPC needed in this. You know what I'm saying? Because usually it's just context, and you usually just go for it, right? But I could see how if you're reading dialogue out of it, it might be useful. So I'm genuinely open to this. This was one of the proposals where I was like, I've never needed it, but I could see how it might be useful. So let's see. Let me see what we got. Tone. Yes, I want it there. No, remove it. Context. Oh, man. Nice. Okay. 96%. 96%, right? Interesting. Yeah. Newer DMs want it. Yeah. I see it. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And you can always ignore it, you know. You can always ignore it and be like, especially if we have it separated, like in the parentheses and bolded, like this. And I also do like, I like that it does help separate the boxes as well, because we have a bullet point and a little parenthesis thing, you know. I like how that kind of keeps them organized too. So I do like that. But so 92%. 92%. I see that. All right, cool. Nice. So that is that's a new one there. And then where's the last one I had? Oh no, there's Notion, live stream. Okay. Blue, green, tone. Oh, heading. Okay. This is a good example. Oh, I guess I should show y'all what this is. So this is a good example of the green text just being green text, and there is a heading, right? Now, the size of the heading and the gold, ignore all that. It would just be like a heading that's outside of the green, or do you want headings and description things inside the green? This is kind of where we're saying right now. So this is not the example. This is me showing you. It's like, oh yeah, the flavor text is literally the flavor text. You read the thing, and that's it, right? And the heading of when you read it is outside or inside. So what that looks like inside is this. This is what those headings were, right? The headings here was when the party heads towards the cave, and you get this like lined thing. Whether maybe we take out the bottom line or keep the whatever, right? So is it inside the heading blocks, or is it outside, right? And a good example, I guess, also of outside would be my Notion thing I showed, this thing, right? So this was a good example of like tryouts begin. It's not like this where it's like tryouts begin, and there's like, you know, there's like some sort of like bold underline thing, right? So that's kind of where my, let me get this back to, there we go, right? So outside or inside. I like in general it being outside. I like the look of it better, and it just like has it there, and then sometimes you just go right into it because it's like dot, right? And you don't have to keep having headings, especially when something like this happens where I want there to be a scene, and then there's a little blip, and then I want to go back into a scene, and I don't want to have like some sort of like heading thing, you know what I'm saying? So there's that one. Cool. And let's do a poll on this one. Headings, inside, outside. I think I know where this one's gonna go based on what everybody's saying. But yeah, there we go. Boom. Upside down. Veranuda wants us to put it upside down. So as you're running the adventure, when the new scene starts, you go, you'd see, and you just spinning your book around. That's funny. We had another 90% error on that one. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. So there we go, y'all. There we go. That is the showcase. And now let me get caught up in these super chats. I'm gonna get caught up on the super chats. I have a birthday present to showcase some spell things. I'm gonna show some spell stuff off, and then I'm gonna show some dice off. Ooh, So let me get caught up in these super chats here. I got you, Afari Noxa. Joe, yes, please. I saw how you do it for your games a while back and started copying you for session prep. I would love to see some modules. Just have it prepped for me. Would make prep so much easier. You're telling me, right? Joe, I think you're talking about Curse of Strahd. I rewrote all of Curse of Strahd. It's one of the rewards on my Patreon. I have the entire Game Master thing up until the point where my players defeated Strahd out of nowhere, which is a whole nother side story. And I still need to finish that thing. But man, oh man, it was a huge endeavor. And I could see myself finishing that off too. But that's another project for another time. But heck yeah, Joe. Anthony Diaz, Death Knight style will be blood, frost, and holy. Oh, you know me too well, Anthony Diaz. Frost all the way, baby. Frost tank. But yeah, that there's gonna be some inspiration there, as you know. Liam, love this. Keep the hype going and tell us about weapon styles. Weapon styles I cannot tell you about until maneuvers and techniques are consolidated, which will be in about 2 weeks from now. So that's coming soon. And then Kyle, so what you're saying, Coach, is the official DC20 campaign modules will be using the same format. Good to know if I or others are planning to make DC20 homebrew modules. Exactly. Yes, we will be releasing a style guide to like how to write like these. I want third-party creators to be able to write like this. I'm not trying to like copyright or trademark this at all. I just want to help game masters to have the smoothest adventures possible. And man, oh man, if I could ever, oh my gosh, it'd be so crazy. If I find a third-party person created something I had no idea of and I just see it, like let's say they send it to me or something and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would be excited to run it and not dread the prep for it and dread the running it and knowing where I'm at and all the kind of stuff that comes along with that. So heck yeah. And then Nathan Swift, tiny one in the scene, expanded one in the back. What? Tiny one in the scene, expanded one in the back. Tiny one in the scene, expanded one in the back. Expanded. Oh, for the monster stat blocks. Interesting. I'm gonna make that note too. Where'd my notes go? There we go. I'm gonna say expanded stat blocks in the back. Or no, I'd say larger. I'm gonna say larger. Larger stat blocks in the back, smaller in the scene. I see what you're saying. And then Sing and Smash, in a larger adventure, the problem may be reprinting the same stat block multiple times throughout the adventure. I'm a pro stat box in the scene though. Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be fine. I personally am pro repeating things. You'll see it in DC20's actual rules. If there's a rule that's like, oh yeah, go see the, you're getting it right there. It's going to be right there. If I have to repeat it, that's fine. It's right there. I don't want y'all to have to like hyperlink and look through and flip pages to get out of here. Right. So I am very much about, I'm fine repeating myself if it makes y'all's lives easier. Can you please add NPC agendas to the NPC stat block for the rails of play? NPC stat block for off the rails play. That's in the front. Dable's Ian. Yes, in the front of that adventure, you can even probably screen grab the whole first part of that. In the front, it has goals. It has tone. Hold up, it's right here. Let me see. NPC. Y'all are getting a little sneak peek of this whole adventure right here. You know what I'm saying? So it has voice, appearance, goals, and background. I mean, there you go. So yeah, absolutely, Dable's Ian. And if you have that and you know that, you'll be prepared for them to go off the rails. How's my Summoner Necromancer class update going? Yes. Once we get to the summoning spells, that's where we're gonna be like, stop, Summoner class. You know what I'm saying? So getting close, because we are through which I'm about to talk about spells. So you'll see where the spells are. So nothing to update you on yet, but every day we get closer to finishing spells is when the summoner's only thing holding the summoner back. Kira laughing, a Loglin, there we go. Left, but I don't like the blue-green color combo. The colors are too close to each other. Interesting. Colors are too close to each other. We will try to think of different color combos. So I will say alternative color combos. right? Because I could genuinely be biased to that because I have always been green is flavor text, blue is NPCs, and that's just always what I do. So I could see maybe a different color combo coming out there. Substitute all dialogue. Pete F says substitute all dialogue boxes for penguin emojis. Everyone would be wildly confused. Penguin, good luck. Deadman, are you going to add strat guides for monsters? Already did, brother. Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. I'm not going to show it on the thing because I've already shown so much of the adventure, and I don't want to do any sort of spoilers. So, combat tactics. So for the spider fight, combat tactics, it talks about starting positions. It talks about 2 spiders climbing from the webs towards one spider coming from. I don't want to give again too many spoilers. And there's an attack strategy. So there's a whole section of the whole page. There's a section this big of just combat tactics and combat roleplay notes. So you're set. You're set, brother. You're set. Let's go. And then there you go. I can close this down. Okay, cool. And now we are back. Now, so here's what I wanted to show now. No, I don't want to do top chat. I want to do everybody. Live chat. Okay. So I want to show you guys some dice. Hoo-wee. Hoo-wee. Let's go. Oh, this is the wrong one. There we go. This is the one. I almost showed y'all the other version. These are the official signed off dice from Die Hard Dice. They finished it. They did it. We found the right purple. We dialed it in. We got the 10 here. We got the 10, and boom, there's the good old. That's what these will look like on the 10. We got the little box. It'll have. This is like the oh yeah, this is the box or whatever. It's gonna have 4 D20s on the top, a D12, and then a 4, 6, 8, 10, and it's going to be a nice little display. They're making a custom mold center for it. But the dice, I got to start off. Oh, yeah, move my face here. Okay, here we go. Oh, baby. Oh, all right, I got to get my face off of this completely. Okay. Ow. All right. Come on. Come on. There we go. Dragon scales. There's the dragon scales. There's the dragon scales. Nice. I want to show you all the D20. How come it's not? All right, here we go. There we go. There we go. That's a better look. That's a better look. Right there. There we go. So purple dragon scale dice, super cool. The whole set, and you'll get 4 of these. You'll have literally 4 of these. Blow, right? So there we go. That is just the first official batch that landed. So heck yeah. Super excited. I had a call with them and we locked it in and everything's looking good. We got the dice there. So super excited. And then honey badger, blue, green, yellow, red are typically the ideal colors for colorblind people to distinguish between. Okay, good. That's great to know. Yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. I might have used red more so for like combats or challenges or something like that. But that's good to know. Math rocks. Now, you guys want to see some spells. So, okay. You want to see some spells? Okay, fine. Okay. All right. So we'll do some spells. This is what I do every single Wednesday. Do Patreon live streams where we work on the spells. So this is where we're at right now. And then Joseph Bolser, for the character tones, how about listing 2 options as examples to help GMs customize their scene, i.e. strong, authoritative, and concern? Well, I see it's the slippery slope of like how much if we keep doing multiple and they have choices and it's just taking up more space, and then now they're maybe confusing them. Which one is it? Because are they concerned or So I don't know about that one because I was hesitant to even add it in the first place. I could see how adding one would be beneficial. But man, I worry about more because then that just you could enter into confusion and or bulk. You know what I'm saying? So there's my concerns there. But thanks for super chat, Joseph. Appreciate you. All right, so spells. You want to see this? Games there. Boom, ba, da, ba. All right. So this is spells, and as you noticed, they are all blue. Let's go. They're all blue. And we even have some gold sneaking in here as we continue on through this whole situation. So heck yes. But I'll show y'all. This was a crazy one. This was a crazy one to organize. Let me move this over here. Okay, let me. Y'all are seeing some behind the scenes stuff here. There's a mind spike, dissonant whisper. Let's move that further down. Okay, these are the ones I haven't done yet. So we'll put these over here. All right. So here's a good example of some of the stuff that happens. Oh, dark blue is consolidated into the summoning. All of the blues are just like summoning things, and they're consolidated into summoning. You can see this all right here, animate summon, and they're just all in here. Conjuring, rituals, summoning, elementals, familiars, animate. It's just all sorts of things crammed under one umbrella. So that's why it's just dark blue. I just kind of... I didn't want to delete them, but that's how it's organized right now. Where were we at? Mind. Yeah. So these are all the mental spells. And basically what the blue line is delineating and outlining design space of what we're familiar with from D&D and finding the cracks of what's maybe bad and we should cut. Why is this even a spell? That's kind of lame. And finding new, oh, wait a second. We can combine these in this really cool way, right? So great example of this is Gift of Gab and Modify Memory in DC20 will probably be evolutions of each other, right? There's probably, this is a little bit of sneak peek DC20 stuff here, 0.10. There's probably going to be a memory change spell that starts off at a lower level where you can modify someone's memory of a small 10-second window of something you said 10 seconds ago. So literally the first way you can cast this spell, not at level 1, probably a higher level, just at least a 2-mana spell or something. You can modify someone's memory within something that you said literally within 10 seconds, right? That's huge, right? The gaslighting spell. But that same spell, if you pump more mana into it, becomes Modify Memory, right? And then it becomes something where you can change in the last 24 hours. Whoa, but maybe we can have something that's in between that. Maybe we have a 10-second, which is Gift of Gab, a 24 hours, which is Modify Memory, and maybe we have like a 1 hour. Maybe it's a one within the last hour. That could be useful. You know what I'm saying? And then what if we pump even more? What if we do the last year of their lives? What? There's a spell in DC20. That's one spell that has taken the concepts of these two spells, not only put them on a line and taken them and to go a weaker version, a stronger version, versions in the middle, right? So boom, right? Rather than have a lot of spells that are all different and weird. There's been so much. If you guys have been with me in these Patreon live streams, I've like seen through what's in the Matrix? Is it the blue pill or the red pill? Which pill is it in the Matrix that you take to snap out of it, to like get pulled out of the Matrix? Which pill is the one that like wakes you up? Red pill or blue? Which one is it? I genuinely don't remember. And I hear people talking about it. You take the red pill and you snap out of it. Red, red, red. Purple. They took both. Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel like I took the red pill and I'm like, there's so many spells that are the same. There's both spells that are the same with like the littlest tweaks of differences for like, why are these different spells? And then there's also spells that should be the same, but then they go in like wildly different, weird directions. And like one of them goes and adds fear, and the other one goes and adds difficult terrain, and the other one goes and right. So it's crazy. Anyway, another cool example is where's Maze? Maze spell, Maze. Yeah. One of the things I had happen to me today is Mind Prison. There could be a cool spell that causes someone to be like trapped in an illusory prison, right? And they're trapped and they're taking psychic damage and they're in a prison, right? Because maybe they see the prison's on fire. Maybe they see and they're taking fire damage, but it's actually psychic damage. Whatever, you get the idea, right? You scale that up, it's maze, right? Now, the maze spell in Dungeons and Dragons makes that person go away. It makes that person teleport and their body leaves, which I don't feel like is on point for a mental prison type of situation, right? If you're trapped inside your mind, right, your body would just be stuck there. So what I've done with maze is I have taken mental prison maze and connected those together, right? So the mental prison, you lock someone inside their own mind. So their body's standing there and they just have the stunned condition. So they're just stunned, taking psychic damage every round, and they're stunned until they can get out of it, right? And there'll be whole mechanics for how you get out of it, make an investigation check, all that kind of stuff, right? So there's that. That is mental prison maze connection. But then what if I connect maze to banish and connect those type of situations? So now we have a version of maze that does shunt them back into somewhere and they have to work their way back to be able to get back. So the banish spell can banish you and it sends you to another plane. But what if you pumped more mana into the banish spell? If you pumped more mana into the banish spell, maybe you could target a second target. Okay, cool. If you pump more mana into the banish spell, maybe you could cast it farther away. Okay, cool. But what if you could cast more mana into the banish spell and not only banish them, but banish them into a labyrinthian maze plane, and they have to work their way back through it to get back to their body or to get back to where they are. So they're gone. Like they are banished, but they're banished in a cage. They're banished inside of you get the idea? Like, that's freaking sick, right? That's so sick. So anyway, there's that. There's a little bit of some spell things happening with some stuff to come in 0.10. So stay tuned for that. Love the 10, love the 20. Oh, so heck yeah. And I didn't even realize we're in overtime. Like we're in overtime. We showcase some spells. We showcase adventures. Lots of really fun stuff. Lots of banish fireball. Banish them to the plane of fire. There we go. Heck yeah. So anyway, that is the live stream. Somebody say something. We're doing the giveaway. So I know it kind of came out of nowhere. I just realized we're 5 minutes over and everything. I was excited for this stream for sure. So say something in the chat. We're doing the giveaway, and then that's it. Bango bango. Let's see. We got where are we at? Where's my? Oh, there it is. Okay. Winner. I'll give you all another few seconds to say something. All you gotta do is say something once. Genuinely, just say something once. It doesn't change anything. I looked into that. There was a time where somebody, I was like, I looked in when they added the whole 1, 2, 3, like the people. I was like, does this affect? And I looked into it, and it does. It's truly just when someone's name's in the chat. If you have chatted in the last, I think it's 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes, it has your name in a drawing bucket always. Like at any point in the stream, I could do a random giveaway and it would just grab the people that have spoken. So there's that. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Who we got? DC20 Core Rules giveaway. We got Hackaput. You have won. Hackaput. Go. What a cool name. Woo. Hackaput says, woo. Hackaput, go to Discord. Go to Discord, talk to a moderator. They'll get you hooked up, set up, and we'll get you a copy of DC20. If you already have it, we'll get you something else. If you back Kickstarter, we'll get you something else. Let's go. So awesome. Next live stream. Also, side note, people, I think we have only 2 more live streams left before I go to Gen Con. So, because I go to Gen Con, I go to Michigan early, and I won't be able to do live streams from Michigan. I don't have a setup. I don't have my laptop doesn't have a camera. Maybe I might try to do a live stream on my phone, like a little sideways old school phone action. Be like, hey guys, we're live streaming. That'll be crazy. But that is so we got 2 more left, and hopefully I can talk about the Marshall stuff in the next 2. So check that. But that's it. Stay creative. Thanks for the bucks, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.